see you again, when I 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 see you again.
There's nothing that people love more than finger flicking fuckery Fridays. Finger flicking fuckery Fridays. Finger flicking fuckery Fridays. Finger flicking fuck. So today I'm going to show you guys a bit of finger flicking fuckery that you guys could show to your next party, and be sure that people stay the fuck away from you. So we're gonna be using the classical bikes here, but the cut, I'll put this some YouTube free royalty music here, so you could enjoy. Here's the cut. Yeah, tell me that cut. Tell me that cut isn't gonna get you some nut, huh? Yeah, you. Ah, man. Okay. So there. Yeah, you that's the cut. Let's break it down. So the cut's pretty much just a variation on the SYBIL cut here, and there's a couple points that make it what it is. Now I'm gonna show you a variation on the cut, just in case you don't want to do this initial step here, where you could just go into the cut from the regular SYBIL here. So here it goes. You get a deck in your hand, and you follow along with PigCake here, and you're gonna be doing this cut in 2 weeks, because it's a difficult cut, unless you have some skill, some previous predisposed skill, of which case you'll be doing it immediately. So first step here, you're gonna be holding the deck in this sort of position in your left hand. Now you're going to isolate that middle packet. Just like this. So the way I do that is that I drop down here with my left forefinger. I lift up with my right forefinger here. Now I'm just gonna step this packet here to the left and bring this packet back here. So what that does is that you've effectively isolated that middle packet. So right now I'm holding that in preparation to be swiveled out by my left hand here. So that's going to be the first step of the cut. Now notice the break that's kept here. That's going to be necessary for this this procedure right after. But the first steps are just to drop down this lower packet, lift up this upper packet, and then just bring that up so you could isolate this packet here. So that's the situation you got over here. Now if you want to, you could just do the swivel cut from the middle without doing that, but I like doing that. I like doing that. So if not, you could just right here, you get your mom's favorite finger. You just grab a chunk from the middle and swivel that over to your left hand. So tips on the swivel cut, and hot tips, hot tips, hot tips. You don't want to be holding the cards as tight as you can't be holding the cards as tight as you want. You need to be holding the cards as loose as possible without dropping the cards. That's a hot tip. So what I see usually done is people giving a death grip on the cards. That's not gonna help you. It's gonna retard the cut, and it's gonna make it a lot harder for everyone to do. So that's a hot tip for not just fancy finger flicking fuckery, but also for overhand shuffles, for Hindu shuffles, for holding a deck. Those are all some hot tips that you could do just for stuff in general. Classic pass. What? Huh? So where we are now, we're gone to this position. So we're using our left index finger here to just grab this corner of this card, of this middle packet, and you're gonna swivel that over to the left hand. Now, this hand, if you haven't noticed, this forefinger has separated this packet from the rest of the deck in a swing cut fashion. So what's gonna happen now is the standard SYBIL. You're going to put pressure here, so this packet's gonna come back. It's gonna put pressure, so the thumb is gonna be the pivot point here, the thumb of the right hand. So that whole situation here is being leveraged by the thumb in the back here, the middle finger of the right hand. This hand doesn't necessarily, these fingers don't necessarily need to make contact, but this is what's being happened right now. So this whole thing is gonna be swung towards yourself in the traditional SYBIL style. So notice what that happens. Notice what, when I swivel this entire situation to myself, these fingers of the left hand, the middle finger and the thumb, are gonna grab that middle packet. Once it does that, you could let go with the right hand because they're holding on to that packet. So right now, this is being cleverly balanced by this forefinger, which swivels everything around over here to this sort of Z for you Brit fucks. So that's over here what that situation leads to. So far, we've gotten to this point. We go back over here. Everything's swung toward yourself. You're using the middle finger and the thumb to grab this middle packet. You're letting go with your right hand. So now everything's balanced on that right thumb. Things get swung over here, and then you're in this Z position here. So at this point, right now, if you haven't seen some European slow motion, you're about to see some European slow motion here. A live European slow motion. Yeah, PigCake production value. Hit that submarine button if you haven't done so already. For that PigCake, lock in your liking of this production value by hitting that submarine button. Don't hit it if you already hit it, because then you unsubmarine and then we have issues. So we've gone to this point right now. So what you're gonna do once you get to the Z position is a Leonard Green cut. So the Leonard Green cut is that's the Leonard Green cut. He has two variations. He has this whole thing, and then he has this thing. Now, it might seem intimidating, but it's really not. What you're gonna do is that at this point, remember, you're in the Z position. So you could have gotten to this position from lifting up the back here and then just swing cutting. Sorry, I'm so used to the SYBIL there. And just lifting up. So you would have been in this same position if you just did that. But we just got to this position in a fancier way here. So once again, we're at this point. So right now what's going to happen is that the middle finger of the right hand and the thumb are going to grab this packet over here. Now this is going to be kind of a stretch because if you notice, this hand is not used to this sort of action over here. You're not used to showing how big your my penis is. So as far as what you're doing, this thumb right here and this middle finger are just going to grab this packet. That's all that's happening. Now just the hardest thing is getting everything here not to fall over, because this is not a natural position. So what's going to happen is that this packet is going to be revolved towards yourself, and the forefinger and thumb of the left hand packet is just going to grab it and swing it over. That you see that? That's all that's happening. So I know it looks fancy, I know it looks more complicated than it is, but all you're essentially doing is turning that packet end for end and using these fingers to grab it and score it up with the deck. So that's what's happening to that middle packet right over there. So one more time, you could either grab it with your ring finger or your middle finger, it doesn't really matter. what matters is that that packet gets spun over. So you could practice that. I'm going to drop some hot European slow motion here. Some hot Regina slow motion for you Canadian toonies. That's that middle packet. So right now we've gone all the way to here. We've done this SYBIL finger flicking fuckery action. We've done this little spin, unnecessary spin, mind you, it doesn't do anything. And now we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna do this double lift. This is done as a standard double lift. That's actually a triple lift there. But you're gonna do that with the entire packet in the right hand. So once you get to this point, what's gonna happen is you're going to use your thumb and these fingers. This thumb is gonna slide down the length of the card here. So it's sliding down the length of the card, which turns that packet over. Now this is taking place behind the deck here. So once you got to this point, this packet is in this position in front of the right-handed packet. So the right-handed packet is doing that spin over move and just letting that deck fall on top of the rest of the cards in the left hand. So once you combine these actions, you have a very, very attractive cut here. You have a very sexually repressed cut that you could show to your friends and family. And it has the added benefit that it is a false cut here. So if you have the cards on top and on the bottom, I could show you that it's a false cut because this card stays up here. Look at that swing action, and this card stays here. I can't turn that over. So that's the false cut. Whoa, wait, hey, don't go anywhere. There's the variation here. So if you don't want to start from here and do the false cut that way, then you could start from just a typical SYBIL. So you go from here, you're gonna grab the middle packet, go from the standard SYBIL. Now it gets a little bit more difficult because instead of doing the original spin move here, you're gonna do the spin move of this middle packet to the bottom of the deck. So all that's happening there is you're just grabbing the packet the same as the beginning. However, this packet is just being grabbed by the forefinger and thumb of the left hand, which facilitates this packet being put on the bottom. So you have more of a rotation thing with this one. So you're going to do the same exact actions. Only difference is that that middle packet is being spun all the way to the bottom instead of the top. So that way that becomes a false cut. So you could do either cut, either one you want. I honestly prefer this middle one here because there's a little bit more of a action going on. So that's you drop that. You drop that at the next house party and see how many people enjoy your company from there. So that's that hot triple F shuffle. You should drop what you think this should be called, because I don't really name these things, to be honest. I don't name these things. So you could drop in the comments what you would like for this to be named, and that's what the best one there. I'll name it that. So do all the things. All the things. Patreon, Twitter. I have a Snapchat, by the way. I'm gonna put the thing here, so you could use that. Don't send me dick pics. I will block you. I will block you. But you could see some behind the scenes action on that hot Snapchat. So you do that. You let that happen. I'm gonna go figure out how not to get dick pics on Snapchat.
I see you again, when 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 I see you again.